Sign this $90 million deal? Is a deal done yet? Melvin Gordon may or may not be traded. What are the options for both Melvin Gordon and the Chargers? And Jared Goff inks a $110 million deal. Wow. And hopefully that doesn't make Zeke mad, who's at the table with his $90 million deal. Let's get into it. What a crazy set of pieces of news to talk about right now. But of course, I know you all are wondering and worried about Zeke Elliott. That's the main topic. Everybody's just like, let's get this over already. Nobody wants to wait any longer. We want this resolved. We want this over. We want to know, is he starting week one? Is Pollard starting week one? That's the big topic of conversation tonight. So let's get into it. I'm going to keep checking news throughout the entire show. I'm hoping something breaks that Zeke Elliott has signed and we just haven't heard about it yet and it's going to break now. That's entirely possible. But I think that we still have a small window of time that if he signs tomorrow, that he can suit up for week one. There are some people that suggest that is still possible. So I don't know the exact detail on what the time frame, but I know that Wednesday people have been saying over and over that if he signs Wednesday, he can play week one. So expect an early morning announcement, maybe, and I'm going to keep refreshing, maybe an announcement here late this evening heading into the midnight hour. Looks like it's 12:43 Eastern, so just past midnight, and it looks like we have a lot of you ready to talk fantasy football. So let's get into a split screen here and pull up the news here, and we will talk about Zeke Elliott. One second, let me split this right. There we go. So most recent news is on Gordon right now and Goff, and I'm going to go over that in a second. But let's go down and check out the most recent news on Zeke Elliott. So there was a report that if Zeke Elliott did sign today, this report came out right after the report that suggested a $90 million deal is on the table. It's going to get done. We've all been waiting. Yes, let's go. I'm ready. I want this to get done. I want to know Zeke starting on my freaking, I don't know what, 8 or 12 teams out of 14 that I have. I haven't even counted. I own a ton of Zeke stock and damn proud of it. And I'll still be damn proud of the Zeke stock that I have, even if he misses the deadline, signs like Thursday or late Wednesday, and for some reason they say we're going to hold him out. But that's what this news right here is talking about. Right after they announced that Zeke was going to sign a $90 million deal, he was at the table, which we still haven't got confirmation that it's been signed yet. What's up, Nicholas? This news report came out, and it says that Zeke Elliott in shape to play Sunday if there's a contract, according to his agent. Now, this came out because there was a report right before it that said that Zeke may or may not be in game shape and that he could be a healthy scratch in week one, even if they get a deal inked in time. I don't think they're trying to rush this in the final hour so that Zeke can sit out a week. I mean, they may want to head into week one with this, ironed out and done, so that they don't have the drama heading into week one. But I think they firmly plan to play Zeke, and Zeke's been training in Cabo. He hasn't been laying around and out of shape. So I don't know why that first report came out, and I think that was right. Let's see if we can pull that report up too. That report was right here. So it's by Adam Schefter, confirms that the Cowboys are very close to reaching an extension with holdout running back Zeke Elliott. And then it says later in the report, the only real question is now if Zeke is in game shape for week one, he could be on a pitch count or a healthy scratch ahead of the week two return. That's speculation. Kind of surprised Schefter reported that because Zeke's been in Cabo, like staying in shape like crazy, working out. I don't know why there would be speculation that he maybe a pitch count, but that he would be a healthy scratch. Now maybe he's heard something that we haven't, and is it possible? Sure. But this other report, which I just read to you, is what came out right after. And that report says that Zeke Elliott, according to his agent, is in shape and could play right away. And then it says to say that this is pure agent speak. as the two sides are close on a huge contract, but it sounds like Elliott has a chance of suiting up for week 1 if he signs in the next day or so. So there's been a lot of shady reporting on when the real deadline is. Everyone's been saying Wednesday, so I think that we can get a contract done tomorrow and him still play. ESPN's Adam Schefter confirms Elliott is very close to signing his contract offer. One that Pro Football Talk reports will be around 6 years and $90 million. If Zeke signs, Tony Pollard will have little standalone value, while Zeke vaults into the top 5. Top 5, more like top 1 to 2. And shame on you if you drop Zeke out of your top 4 over the last couple weeks. Ring the shame bell if you are one of those people. We've been talking all along that even for the last 2 or 3 weeks, that the recipe is simple. You pair Zeke Elliott with Pollard. Even if Pollard played 3 weeks, you pair those 3 weeks with the 13 of Zeke, you have 1 to 3 overall running back numbers pretty much in the bag, assuming Zeke stays healthy for his 13 games, which you can't predict injury, or shouldn't be trying to predict injury with a guy like Zeke or any of the players that don't really fit that profile of, oh yeah, this guy's going to get hurt, this guy's going to get hurt. Like a Fournette, for example. So, honestly, shame bell. Ring the shame bell. I'd ring it right now if it wasn't such a late hour in Casa de Smitty. But I will say that I am ecstatic because I own Zeke in a ton of leagues. And even if this doesn't get done, and even in the league or two where I got sniped, because we all got sniped somewhere trying to grab Pollard at the right place, and somebody comes along and got queued around end of round 5 or top of 6, and you're trying to draft him at the end of 6. It happens. My formula was get him at all costs, and pretty much I accomplished that in pretty much every league except for I believe 2 of the. I haven't even counted how many leagues I have, let alone how many I have with Zeke, but I do believe I have at least between 8 and 10 leagues with Zeke in them, and I think there's only 2 that I don't have Pollard, and I got sniped. We all get sniped, and even in those leagues, I'm not too worried about it because I have players like Devin Singletary. Because at Sleeper U, that's what we do is develop talent like Devin Singletary in those 7 to 12 round picks where we groom running backs. That's all we do, right, guys? In round 7 through 12 is accumulate running back talent that we can groom and grow on our bench into players that become this year's version of James Conner. Now, you won't land every one of them, but 1 or 2. And we already had Devin Singletary pop a little bit for us in value. And imagine if this guy gets full-blown starter touches. He's going to be unreal and be potentially this year's James Conner. Already looking like we may have landed one of those in that 7 to 12 range that we continue to talk about show after show after show. And as a community, we come together and say, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to attack our leagues. And it's awesome. There's so many Devin Singletary drafters in our community here. So many. And just damn proud to be leading the Devin Singletary movement here on the show. So let's get into a few more pieces of news. So Melvin Gordon, the last news that we have here. Actually, let's go back one on Melvin Gordon. It says ESPN reported, and this was a little bit earlier, that one team held preliminary trade discussions with the Chargers for holdout running back Melvin Gordon. Now, we don't know what team that was. That was earlier in the evening, and then here late in the night, heading into the early morning hours of what is now September 4th, midnight. NFL Network's Rappaport reports that a Melvin Gordon trade just does not sound likely or like it's going to actually happen, is his exact words. The Chargers are reportedly looking for a 2020 first-round pick, which would be a ton for a team to give up just for the rights to pay Gordon market value contract type money. So I don't know that I'd take news like this. Is very speculative. I think there are a couple teams that would definitely entertain the idea of bringing Gordon in and paying him big bucks. I don't know if it would be Tampa Bay. I don't know that Houston would be interested anymore. We've already heard those teams be reported to have shown little interest in acquiring Melvin Gordon, especially at the top market value. What I hope happens with this is that when Melvin Gordon sees that no teams are really biting, he maybe sits out week 1, and then maybe week 2, maybe week 3, maybe week 4. But I think every week that goes by, this guy's more likely to return, realizing that he has no real leg to stand on and no momentum in his favor. And while you could assume that he would hold out because we saw Lev Bell do it, I think Lev Bell taught all of these running backs and all of us a lesson that saying no to $20 million for 1 year out of his contract that the Steelers offered him, which and then getting, I think, like another 10 or 14, I think it was like $35 million, something like that, in the first 2 years, to turn down, or it was like 32 or 30, I don't know how much it was. I know Lev Bell would have been making over $30 million in the first 2 years. He would have already made 20 of it had he signed his last offer given to him by the Steelers. Gordon knows that he has no leverage. So unless a team steps in and makes an offer and he starts getting excited about a couple teams making offers and trying to get a deal done, I think he's going to read the situation eventually, correctly, and decide that he's going to return to football. So anybody that's invested in Melvin Gordon at 4th round value, which is very different than investing in Zeke at 4 or 5 overall value, take a step back and realize that you didn't take that big of a risk. And while I'd wait to round 5 now and 6 to get Melvin Gordon, I still take a gamble on him. Any draft if I had one, I believe I'm done for the year. If I had another draft, I'd take him around 5 or 6 easy. And tonight I took him in my last draft in an auction, and I got him, I believe, for $9. So, yes, please hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. $9 instead of a $40 to $60 type guy in a $200 auction. I mean, depending on the auction you're in. I'm in auctions where sometimes the running backs go for 70 something. But if they go for 56, 58, or 63 in a $200 auction, what's up, Anthony? Then you're getting a steal at $9, $10, $11. It also depends on when he gets called out. If you called Melvin Gordon out early in an auction, he'd probably go for like 18, 20, or whatever, 15. But if you let people spend money and you wait and you wait and you wait, $9. I got him for $9, and you know what? I don't care if that money goes to waste. I have potentially a top 5 to 10 overall player if he does return per start. So pretty excited about that. And my recommendation to anybody that owns Melvin is wait. Don't do anything. You're not going to get the value you deserve. You're not going to get even close to a 4th round value, which you probably paid. But keep in mind that you won't likely lose a league missing on your 4th round player. And even if you returned late in the year for half a season, whatever, you still might earn that 4th round value if you consider the running back you're starting in his place for half a year and then the running back in Gordon that you're playing the second half of the year. Those combined points are going to be well worth your late 4th round pick or 5th round pick. If you got Gordon, wait. If you don't have Gordon, go take a stab at this guy using a talent that you got in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. Because I think that it's worth a stab. I really have a feeling that Zeke was going to totally be worth, a top 1 to 3 pick. I just haven't hesitated much at all. You can look at all the videos I have, all of them. And nothing's even concrete and done yet. Let's refresh the news. But, Zeke isn't signed yet. I'm still feeling confident, even though we have not yet gotten this deal done and that we're all just waiting. But I have a weird feeling that Melvin Gordon's going to be well worth a value that's so drastically different than Zeke. Now, Zeke, there was negotiations. There's more of a feeling that he would come back than Melvin. It's been a lot more of a pessimistic situation. But for a little while, they weren't that different, drastically different. The feel was kind of the same. and yet Melvin Gordon's going in round 4. Zeke's continued to go at least in 8, 9, 10 overall, which has been an absolute steal. And I've been saying over and over and over and over and over and over again that that if you don't take Zeke at 4, 5, or at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you're missing out. He deserves to be in the top 4. And take a stab at Melvin Gordon via trade, see what he's going for, try and get him for a 5th or 6th round talent, and you might just have yourself a guy that helps you win your league in 2019. I'm not feeling super pessimistic about my Melvin Gordon shares at all. There are so many people coming up to me going, Smitty, did I waste my pick? Should I cut Melvin Gordon or should I trade him for... What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Melvin Gordon still holds win a league value. He can win you a league. There's no reason at all to consider selling low on Melvin Gordon or trading him if you already own him. What's done is done. You invested a very decent amount of value, low draft capital for a player that could absolutely split, triple, quadruple what you paid. And in a worst case scenario, he's almost worst case. I mean, obviously he could hold out all year, but in a worst case scenario, in my mind, again, you pair a player with him and you have way, way above what you paid coming back to you. So, got Gurley at 1.7. That's so early, Wesley. That's like a whole round and a half or more than what I'd pay for Gurley. Why is Gurley climbing up draft boards again so high? Do I have to do more Todd Gurley videos? I didn't think I had to do that, but I'm pretty sure that the Todd Gurley movement's out of control again in the wrong direction, and I need to do a no Todd Gurley video where I say it 10,000 times in a row. No Todd Gurley, no Todd Gurley, no Todd Gurley. Wesley, I did that when I first started my show to help create some buzz for the channel and to promote something that I was firmly backing, which was no Todd Gurley. I went on YouTube here back in, March, and I said 5,000 times in a row. It took me an hour and a half. I said 5,000 times in a row, no Todd Gurley, no Todd Gurley, no Todd Gurley, no Todd Gurley. I may need to do that 10,000 times, which would take me 3 hours. But it seems like it's something I need to do. I don't want to do it, but I might have to. It might be my obligation. Jared Goff signing a $110 million deal, $134 million contract extension. I'm sorry, did I say 110? It's 134. 110 guaranteed. Let me change this graphic. 134. 134 million. 110 guaranteed. 110 guaranteed. That is unreal. Goff is not the best quarterback in the league. Goff isn't even close to the best quarterback in the league. I like Goff. He's a pretty good passer. I think any team is lucky to have an efficient guy that has a bright future, really good wide receivers, a darn good running back crew, whichever way you want to spin it, Gurley, Henderson, Gurley, whatever. But good Lord, $134 million, 110 guaranteed. I hope that doesn't piss Zeke off as he's about to ink his contract and he sees that somebody's getting 110 million guaranteed and Zeke gets all upset. Oh man, I hope Zeke eats soon and doesn't. Man, that's a lot of money. I don't know what you guys think about Goff, but I just think that's an extremely crazy deal. Julio Jones very close to a new deal. That's an interesting, a guy with a bad foot, potentially at the very, very peak of his career, probably at some point, whether it's the end of this year and heading into next year, he maybe starts to go a little bit downward. And with a foot like he has, a bad foot that honestly scares me every year. I don't know why it doesn't scare other people. People just love being loyal, I guess, to players that are delivering. If you like your 1,800 yards and 3 touchdowns, I don't blame you. But Julio Jones just, I hope they don't give him a deal that then scares Zeke and Melvin Gordon off. Let's just hope Zeke signs in the next hour or two or early morning. I do not want these big fat deals pissing off our boy Zeke Elliott. Not a whole lot of other news worth mentioning other than Matt Breida looks like he's the running back one in San Francisco. Kind of shocking because I thought that Coleman would enter as the top dog. Now, who's listed on the depth chart doesn't necessarily determine what's going to be when they hit the field. Deebo Samuel is listed with the third team offense. That's a little weird because I think he looks phenomenal. But they're easing him in. He's a rookie. Don't be surprised if by midseason he's the best wide receiver on the field. But Dante Pettis is now the number one again. Like, this has been bouncing back and forth, getting hit back and forth like a ping pong ball. Pettis is listed as a number one, and Kyle Shanahan could end up being one of the steals this summer, according to this report. And that's not bad advice. Go get Dante Pettis if you can get him for wide receiver 4 or 5 value. That's not a bad move. Don't go by depth chart, says Big Timer. I agree. Landry, Ridley, or Coleman at flex. I think I go with Ridley. Don't go Coleman. Breida is looking like the number one, although they will split. Julio Jones to the Raiders next year, says Sam. That's an interesting take, Sam. I think Calvin Ridley is going to be on fire in 2019. And Calvin Ridley, hit that thumbs up, guys. 128 people in the room, only 22 thumbs up. Come on. If I brought you value at all, please hit that thumbs up. Let it rain thumbs up for just a bit, and then I'll get back to work. 6-year deal for Goff. That's crazy, man. $110 million guaranteed for Jared Goff. I like him. He's a top 6 to 10 QB. But wow, that's a crazy big deal. Literally. It's tough to find decent QBs. Thank you for the thumbs up. Find one, you lock them up, says Sam. I agree, but geez, $110 million. Freaking unreal. Dak getting franchised, says Anthony. Let me try and go back up and answer some questions. Montgomery, rookie of the year, a bust. He's no bust. Take a lap, X. Take a lap right now for talking blasphemy about our boy David Montgomery, even mentioning the word bust. Get out of here. Take your lap and come back. We still appreciate you and want you in the community, but you must take your lap, sir. Goff is in a good situation. He is. I just don't know about $110 million guaranteed, bro. Got Kamara in the first and Gurley in the second. Had the third pick in the first round. Great job on the Kamara pick. Not horrible on the Gurley pick. I hope you got Henderson, but I just still feel that Gurley's going to bust on people this year. But at late second round value, that's okay. I'd take him in the third, maybe. I've never drafted Gurley this year. I may have in a mock. I think I might have done something in a live where I took him on a mock or something. I forget. Lunch on Jared for the year. Yeah, please, Jared. Jared, drop a super chat, Jared Goff. I mean, stop being a stingy guy. Like, jump in here and drop us a super chat. David Montgomery is not even the starter. Dude, really? You need to go take a big lap for that one. Don't go by depth charts, bro. David Montgomery's going to be a beast. And Species says drop Darwin for Singletary, Henderson, or Justin Jackson. I think you need to go get Singletary first, Henderson second, Darwin. I try to find a way to own all those guys. I think Darwin's the most expendable for now. But does that mean he won't be, one injury happens back in the same boat he was in? I don't know. It's so hard to cut him. But in a small league, and if Singletary's there, you've got to take Singletary in that momentum. But I'm just telling you that it's hard for me to say, hey, yeah, cut him. How the F do the Rams pay all these guys? I don't know, man. Freaking crazy. Smitty, be real with me. I was getting sniped left and right. Winston. Is that Michelle? Sonia Michelle? I'm not sure if that's who you're saying you had. Or Michael Thomas, I'm sorry. Michael Thomas, Godwin, Cook, Mack, Andrew, Singletary. So you got Michael Thomas, Winston, Godwin, Cook, Mack. It's not bad. It almost looks like you maybe your third rounder is missing or bumped to the fourth round or something like that. Like you've got Michael Thomas, who's a first or top of the second rounder, Cook, who's like a bottom of the first, and then I'm trying to figure out who your third round pick was. Was it Mac? If so, that was really early. So I don't know who was there for you. If like Mahomes was there or Kittle or David Montgomery, then I would have gone with one of those players versus Mac. So being real with you, I think maybe there's somebody there that you might have taken early, and I think it's Mac. But the rest of it looks good. It just that left you a little bit thin looking. Gurley's knees are done. Yeah, that's what I think, Daddy. I think that Daddy Kong. Not sure how I feel about my running backs this year. Ended up getting Devonta Freeman, Kerryon Johnson, and Sony Michel. Yeah, that's a very light crew, but Cyrus, it depends on who you have at wide receiver, QB, and tight end, because it sounds to me like you went stacked at those positions, and those would be good running backs depending on who you have. James says Watson, Adams, Godwin, Gurley, Montgomery. Awesome job, Kittle. And Sam, this is the last one I'm going to read from up above. If I missed your question up above before these guys, please post it again down at the bottom. I'm going to start at the bottom. Keep things relevant because I'm so behind on these. Live draft, QB Watson, Hopkins, Hill, Kerryon, Montgomery. Fantastic job. Okay, I'm going to the bottom now, so please know I'll do my best to answer the ones in sight here, but please post again if I missed your question. I'm not trying to ignore you guys. I get that a lot. Like, Smitty, you're ignoring me. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I started Dalvin Cook, running back 1. And Elliott, running back 2. And James Conner. Yeah, those are good. Big Timer dropping the super. Thank you, Big Timer. I appreciate the late night live. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the late night super chat donation. David Montgomery got sniped from me one pick before. Nearly tossed my phone. Sorry, David. That sucks. So you took Mac, is that correct? Thanks again, Big Timer. Appreciate it. You the man. Your super chats help, guys. Honestly, I'm real tired today, so I'm sorry if I'm a little not so energetic. Been cranking out the content lately. And definitely just one of those nights where I've done a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, a lot of rankings for SleeperU.com. If you don't have SleeperU.com, make sure you get that sucker. $29 for the whole year. Gets one-on-one advice with me. The rankings, the weekly rankings, the redraft season rankings, the dynasty, the super rookie rankings, which are ultra cool, where I take the sophomores and this year's rookies and I rank only that crew. So when the sophomores turn into juniors in the NFL, and this rookie class becomes the sophomore class, then I pull in the new rookie class. It's just a 2-year window of rankings, and it's one of the most sought after things on SleeperU.com, and of course the bold predictions. So get on over to SleeperU.com. I've been cranking out content. That's why I'm tired doing the videos, doing the content. It's just been a lot, but I absolutely love it. I couldn't think of a better job to have. So I appreciate every one of you for helping me make it happen and this be what I do for a living. Ridley, wide receiver 1, and Edelman, wide receiver 2. Not bad. I guess depends on your running backs. Maybe you've already said somewhere. Chubb, Jones, Williams. Flex, White or Michelle. Probably Michelle, but that's a tough one. Mahomes, Kamara, Henry, Boyd, Ridley, Kittle. Love it. That's total Smitty-like team. Kerryon or David Montgomery. I go Demont. I go Demont, but that's me. I wouldn't call someone crazy if they went Kerryon. Wesley says roster: Rodgers, Murray, Evans, Anderson, AJ. I like AJ deep in a draft. It seems like he falls. Kamara, Gurley, Mac. Nice job. I like it. Aaron Rodgers is such a strong QB to have as like a 4th or 5th drafted player. I love it. Every draft I have him in, I just feel very anchored down. Got a 40 TD potential passer in there. A guy that carries me week to week, get me 300 yards, 2 or 3 TDs, and feel very confident that I'm going to pull in enough points on a weekly basis to be consistent. I love that when you have like a Kamara second round like Mike Evans, then a Montgomery or Kittle, and then an Aaron Rodgers. Like, boom. I don't care what people think about drafting a QB early in the 4th or 5th round. Flex DJ, Singletary, or Corey. Singletary for now. All of them have a little bit of a question mark going into week 1. Singletary, will he get enough work in week 1? I think he shines, though, so I go with Singletary. I took Mac. Other players available would have been Thielen, Godwin, Henry, Woods, Edelman, Jacobs, T.Y. Not a lot of I mean, Mac could work out. I maybe think like Thielen could have been a better pick, or Henry. But past that, man, I mean, or Hilton maybe. But Mac can deliver, so I don't know. I don't think it was a horrible move. I'm just not a big fan of Mac as a third drafted player. But you were in a tough spot to be in. Maybe a Thielen would have been safer. And I'm not even the biggest Thielen fan, but I think that could have been safer. Let's refresh. Nothing. I'll unplug this until we get more. I'll keep refreshing, making sure that if Ezekiel Elliott signs, we report it. We talk about it during the show. Thoughts on Tariq Cohen? Flex to running back 4 worthy. Singletary would be a guy that I compare to him to being like, okay, I might rather have Singletary. I might rather have a couple guys like that people might also call question marks. Ridley or Williams, PPR Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley is going to drop a top 10 to 15 wide receiver season this year. Maybe more. Maybe a better year than that. David Johnson, top 10 running back. Yeah. Johnson's like 6 to 8 for me. I have Cook number 5. I have the big 4 running backs. I have Zeke. The day he signs, he's my 2. So hopefully today. And if he's unsigned, he's still my 4. Locked and loaded. You take Pollard, you take Zeke, you are golden. I don't lose a wink of sleep if I own the duo. And I only get up to pee maybe one time and worry while I'm peeing if I only have Zeke. That's all, though. I sleep like a baby after that because there's only one game, maybe 2, probably 1 at most that Zeke misses, especially now. That's the way it's looking. So, sleep like a baby. Rest assured that with Pollard, you're golden, and even without him, you're probably golden too. And in this whole, I can't tell you how many people have messaged me without the deal even being official, but I've gotten email after email today. I'm so behind. I answer almost all my pretty much every time my Ask Smitty feature on sleeperu.com within 24 hours, and I try and do it within hours. It just depends on how many emails I get, when I get them. But God, I can't tell you how many emails I got today where people were like, Smitty, do I cut Pollard and pick up so-and-so? I'm like, dude, as much as I'm all over this and I say that it's going to happen, you don't cut Pollard yet. Pollard could still start week 1 and be a top 5 to 10 running back in week 1. And people are already talking about cutting him. So on the flip side, talking to those of you that have Zeke, go get Pollard now. Go try and get Pollard now, because people are talking about cutting him and in massive amounts in droves. People are looking to cut this guy already. I know it because I hear it. I get asked about it all the time. So go poke around. Pollard owners are looking for something before they lose all their value. Do you start Singletary over Tevin at flex? I do right now because Tevin Coleman's the number 2 according to the depth chart, which we just talked about. Don't always take the depth chart into an account. But I think Breda is going to be used. So everybody, or both Singletary and Breda, both Singletary and Coleman are in a sharing situation anyway. So I go with Singletary. I go with my boy. Going to put Smitty in my flex, says Happa. Do it. Flex play, Cohen, Robbie Anderson, Penny. Cohen. No. Yeah, Cohen. I go Cohen. I know we're expecting big things out of Montgomery, but they're going to do a lot with Cohen, and it won't hurt Montgomery. Still going to throw it to Cohen. Had another draft, 10-teamer. QB's Ryan, Elliott, Carson, Monty, Breda, Evans, Anderson. Like it. There was a there was a Allison question up here. Where is that? Ebron, we're starting. Yeah, Ebron's worth starting. I think people are jumping ship on Ebron way too fast. 3 wide receiver league: Adams, Hill, Kittle, Ertz. Running backs got sniped: Geis and Damian. Damian's good. Don't freak out on Damian. I might have missed some questions, so please repost it. I'm not trying to ignore you. I think Pollard will still be ownable with Zeke. Yeah, but Pollard owners are looking to deal him, so I'm just telling you, if you own Zeke, go get him. But yeah, I Pollard, a standalone Pollard in a couple leagues, and I'm not going to cut him. He's like every other sleeping giant backup running back that I'm telling you to grab. Smitty almost died on his last 24-hour stream. I had a bad cold, I kind of got over it heading into the live. I was probably about 70. I was probably telling you I was at 80%, but looking back, I was probably like 70% over the cold. And by the end of that live, 18 hours in, I was like down to like 20%. If I could have a health bar on there, and so my life, I almost went down to that red zone and had to call it quits at 18 hours. I was disappointed in myself. Left a lot on the field, but I'm glad I lived. Because my body was definitely telling me, you idiot, you were sick, and now you've just pushed it to the limit. And like every symptom I had, like it felt like strep throat, all that like came rushing back. I don't advise you to stay up 24 hours doing a live stream. Don't do that at home. Breda over Coleman. Probably Breda for the moment, dude. Where am I at? Miles Sanders, Wolverine or Hulk? Probably Hulk, dude. Is it a good thing Ingram is one of the only targets the Giants have? Yeah, I mean, it could be a good thing for Ingram. I think I like Jones, man. I was so wrong about Daniel Jones. I admit when I'm wrong, and I'll tell you, I was wrong on him. So far, he looks great. With no wide receivers, he's looking good. That's crazy. Imagine if they drafted A.J. Brown or N'Keal Harry. Maybe the Giants need to trade for N'Keal Harry. That would be fantastic. And New England's the kind of team that would do that. They draft a guy and then trade him. So, I don't know. I love N'Keal Harry. He's starting off on IR. Don't get down on him in Dynasty. In redraft, he's probably droppable, and you could pick him back up. It's going to take him till midseason to get going anyways, and if he's hurt, it might take him till like 3/4 of the way through the season to start showing flashes of what he's capable of. But don't think for a second N'Keal Harry's done or not going to be the guy that I've been talking about. I think he will. I think he's got top 5 overall wide receiver value for the future. We're just talking about 3 years into his career, into his 3rd year. Miles Sanders or Justin Jackson. Miles Sanders probably for right now, but that could change, man. You got Zeke, David Johnson, and Michelle, $130 in an auction. David Johnson, Zeke, Michelle. That's pretty good. I mean, it's okay. Not that's okay spending. Not crazy great, but not bad. I just did what do you guys think of this team? Tell me what you think. Let me see if I can do a screenshot of it. I did an auction draft just now with a couple. There are some fantasy sites involved, but there are also a couple buddies of the people involved. And I spent some big money on my QBs, and I didn't care. I don't care what people think of my strategy. I do what I do. I do me. Let me plug in and just show you guys the teams. You guys ready for this? You're going to evaluate my team. Actually, let me just pull up the ESPN League, and I'll show you. You tell me whose team is the best in this, okay? And you can be honest. You don't have to tell me I'm the best if you don't believe my team is the best. But I believe my team is freaking rock solid. Okay, this is a 2 QB league. Our super flex. and it was an auction. $200. Let me get these out of the way. Evaluating 2 QB leagues. Okay, this is my team in a 2 QB league auction. Mahomes, and then you see at the bottom Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes are my 2 QBs in a 2 QB league. Then I spent a boatload of my money on Dalvin Cook and Michael Thomas. So I have Michael Thomas at wide receiver. I have Dalvin Cook. I got Melvin Gordon, who is in my lineup at the moment, but obviously I'll move him down. I got Melvin Gordon at $9 out of $200. And Melvin Gordon probably would be, I don't know, if he was playing, $60, $55, something like that. So totally worth the gamble. Geronimo Allison, I got stacked with Aaron Rodgers. I got Will Fuller. I got Njoku. So my bench, I have Darrell Henderson. And I did something interesting. So I think when you're in a position like I'm in here, where you literally have no ability to fill your running back spots very well, you have to think really creatively and a little bit different, be a little bit more risk welcoming, I guess you could say. So I grabbed Darrell Henderson, obviously. I grabbed Hunt and Hilliard to back up. I don't own Nick Chubb, but together to secure potentially some starts at some point, either at the front end of the season or the back end, because I think Hilliard or Hunt will start games this year, because I think Chubb, as much as I love him, is a guy that could get hurt. Then I got Madison to back up my Cook, and then I went creative with Samuels and Benny Snell, because I think that out of those two I'll get some starts too. So I am definitely thin, but I think if Gordon comes back, if one of my Steeler running backs gets in there, if Darrell Henderson, I could put Darrell Henderson in there as flex, getting 9 to 12 touches too. But this is a fantastic team, I think, in a 2 QB league. You have Baker and Chubb. Should you be worried? Absolutely not. You should be throwing parties, bro. So Mahomes, A-Rod, Mike Thomas, Dalvin Cook. Pretty freaking sick combo. Or combo. I got those 5 guys. So let me show you the other teams, and you tell me what you guys think. I don't know how ESPN changed everything. Standings. They used to have ability to show teams. Okay, so here's the team. Prescott, Fournette, Lev Bell, Tyreek Hill, Diggs, Kittle, and Ertz. They went with the flex as a tight end. That's never a good idea if you don't have you aren't forced to start like 2 tight ends. Traded Duke Johnson, Josh Gordon, Darwin. So anyways, what do you guys think of that team? It's okay. That team isn't going to hang with mine. Their bench, nothing crazy on the bench. But 2 QB potential league, and he's starting Alshon Jeffrey in the OP spot. I don't understand. They were laughing in the chat at me. You like this team? Fournette, Bell, Hill, Diggs, Ertz, Kittle. It's okay. I don't think this is hanging with my team. It's an okay team. But they were laughing at me in the chat, saying that I spent way overspent on my QBs. And I did. I spent a boatload on Mahomes and Rodgers. But it's funny because one of the teams, I believe that was laughing, had $22 left and the draft ended on them. So it's like, if you don't spend your money and blow your part of your money on at least one overspend, you're likely going to be that guy that has too much money at the end, and you're like, why didn't I spend 15 or 20 of my money instead of buying like these 2 guys? I could have bought an upgraded running back into Kamara or something. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this team. This one right here, Watson, Gurley, I got Henderson. Ingram, Keenan Allen, Thielen, Kelsey. It's okay. But again, at OP, Crowder. Am I the only one seeing the value in a 2 QB scenario? I mean, I know you can start another player instead of the QB, but am I the only one seeing how valuable it is to start 2 QBs? Am I the only one in this league? I don't understand it. I just feel like I'm crushing this with that alone. All right, let's look at this. Is on Instagram, Fantasy Football State of Mind, buddy of mine. This is his team. He had a lot of money to spend, and I think he didn't spend it. He should have spent more money early on. Jackson, Singletary, Michelle, Adams, Hopkins, I love. But then there just wasn't a lot going on here. He could put Newton in as his flex, but he has Goff as well. So Godwin, Henry, not feeling that this team is going. It's okay, but this isn't going to take me out. Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers is just, it's crazy that they didn't see the value like I did in that. All right, here's this team. Garoppolo, Duke Johnson, Chris Carson, Woods, Odell Beckham Jr., Devonta Freeman, Henry. Nothing on the bench to write home about, really. Duke Johnson, I guess, is a pretty darn good player to plug in if you need to, but what's up with this team? David Johnson, Carson, Odell, pretty decent, but not going to compete. I already showed you that one. So I showed you that so far. So far, anybody think a team's better than mine? Please rate QB, Watson, Hopkins, Hill, Kerryon, Montgomery. I love it. Nice work. What do you think of Albert Wilson? Not much yet. Lamar Jackson really has high upset. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Lamar like other people are. Baker, Rivers. So here's a 2 QB team. Baker, Rivers, James White at flex, Hooper at tight end, and then Schuster, Antonio Brown, Jacobs, Connor. I've got the Connor backups. Not a bad team. This team could hang a little bit behind, but I guess hang. What a joke. You're winning that league. Thank you. But we're not there yet. There's a couple more teams. You tell me what you think. Roethlisberger. There's no QB but Brissett on the bench to fill that OP spot, that super flex spot. But Lockett, Vance McDonald, Cooper, Hilton, Elliott, Kamara, Roethlisberger. So if I was going to do a different approach, what my goal was, what my plan was in this draft, in the super flex draft, was to go in and take Mahomes and then take Kamara and Elliott. I was going to try and do Kamara, Elliott, and Mahomes. I thought that was going to be sick. I was so excited about that, and I got detoured, and I ended up bidding Mike Thomas up and liking the value, and I took Mike Thomas. And I'm not upset about that. It just detoured me. But, yeah, Kamara, Zeke, and Roethlisberger, not bad. I'd say this team, because it has Mac on the bench, not much else on the bench but Cohen. This team, just because of Kamara, Elliott, and Roethlisberger and Cooper, could probably hang. I think this team's pretty cool. But I don't think it's better than mine, but I think it's like top 3. So kudos to that approach. It's what I wanted to do with Mahomes. I wanted to go Mahomes, Kamara, Elliott, and try my best to get Baker, and then literally just go sleeper wide receivers, till the end of time. Because so, and this is only a 10-teamer, so 10 teams. And then this is Fantasy Football Profit on Instagram. Drew Brees, Barkley, Mixon, Julio, Cooks, Aaron Jones, Brady. This team's probably top 3. So Brady and Brees, they're doing the double QBs like I am, but not as good, but still pretty cool. Pretty good QBs. Barkley, Mixon, Julio, Cooks. I'd say this is the second best team, maybe. What do you guys think? Second best? Probably second best team, number 2. That's what I'd say. Pretty good team. And this guy is the one that had $22 at the end. And I was like, dude, the only 2 big names they have, Montgomery, Mike Evans, and then literally it's Eckler, Josh Allen, Cook, Josh Gordon. I like these guys, but Kerryon Johnson I like. Kyler Murray I like. LaShawn McCoy, Cooper Kupp, Landry. He just bought a bunch of like Cooper Kupp and Landry value guys. I believe the most he spent was like 40 on a player. I think it was 40 on Montgomery. Montgomery went high. Then he spent like 38 to 40 on Evans, who was a steal. Or maybe Evans was 45. Montgomery might have been 39. And it was literally like $20, $10, $10, $20. You'd rather have the guy with Big Ben, Kamara, and Zeke than my team. I don't blame you if you like that approach. His approach I wanted to do, but I wanted to do it with Mahomes and then Zeke and Kamara. That's what I wanted to do. But this team's okay, or not even okay. I don't know. I don't like it. And then this one right here is the last team. Ryan and Wentz, so doing the two QBs. McCaffrey, Chubb, very good running backs. Decent wide receivers with Edelman, Ridley, Howard. Damian's on the bench. So this team's got some firepower. Lindsey's on the bench. Ryan, McCaffrey, Chubb, Edelman, Ridley. Probably top 4, I'd say. Top 3 or 4 team. But let me go back to my squad. I still feel like this is going to be... It could still survive even without one of my players like down here exploding early. But if I get Melvin Gordon back... game over, like already. If I don't get Melvin Gordon back, all I'm waiting on is one of Samuels or Snell, or Hilliard or Hunt, or Henderson, and I've got Madison to back up Cook. All I'm waiting for is just a little help from probably I would say Samuels first or Henderson first. So I think I'm top. I think it's the top team, but yeah, I mean this QB combo in a potential 2 QB league, so a super flex, give me a break. Like I was getting crap for how much I spent on them, and I overspent like crazy on them because we had most QBs were going for like 10 to 12. Baker went for like 30, 30 something, I believe. Watson went for like 35, I think, something like that. And so I spent 50, I think, on Mahomes, and people are like, "Oh my God, you idiot!" Like $50. Well, I don't care. In an auction, you're gonna have a little bit of money left over, and I strongly believe if there's one player you want to get, plug another $10 into that player. Don't worry about it. And in a super flex, Mahomes is worth a crazy amount of money, and Njoku I like a lot. I like Njoku. Njoku is bad? ? Take a lap. Who said Njoku's bad? You should always start 2 QBs in a 2 QB league. Mark, I agree. I think Njoku could have a big season, says Big Timer. I agree. Njoku will struggle to get looks, says Kyle. Kyle, you're looking at last year's production. They're scoring more this year. They're gonna score a lot. They're gonna throw a lot. It's not anything comparable to last year's stats. So don't extrapolate last year's kind of thinking to try and come up with how that Cleveland Brown team is going to spread the ball around. They're going to throw a ton more TDs than anybody's ever imagining. Just like when people said Kansas City is going to be too hard. Coming out of week 1 and week 2, people were scared about Kelsey, scared about Kareem Hunt. How are they going to get how are we going to feed all these guys? They worked it out. The offense was so potent and so aggressive. There was enough to go around. Cleveland is this year's Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to spread the ball around a ton. I'm not worried at all. I'm feeling damn good about my Cleveland Browns in 2019. Damn good. All right, let me answer some more questions here. Please post again if I missed you. I'm sorry if you asked it above. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to keep the show moving. So I apologize greatly if I missed your question. DJ and Murray, stock okay? I'm not sure if you have another question I missed over there. Do you like Marquez Valdez-Scantling as a sleeper this year? I do, but I like Allison a little better. One of those guys will turn into a 1,000-yard, 6 TD guy, and I think it's going to probably be Allison, but MVS has the potential to. Go Browns, Daddy Kong. I missed it, but why are QBs projected so high in that league? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't explain that. There's a stat issue that the commissioner's got to mess with. I think he did like 6 points per 6. I don't know what it was. Don't look at the QB scoring on that. Sorry. That's a total mess up by the commission. He explained it before the draft. So that'll get fixed. I'm calling Njoku the number 2 tight end this year. Well, Daddy Kong, you're the only one that's called it bigger than I have. He's my number 4. I have the big 3. I have Ertz 3. I have Kittle closely behind the top ranked Kelsey. I have Kelsey 1. and I have David Njoku finishing right there with 8 to 10 TDs, about 900 yards. We're not too far off Daddy Kong, and that will get you number 4 or 5 tight end numbers in fantasy football, because past the big three, we're not looking at a 1,200 yard tight end. We're looking at an 8 or 900 yard tight end that gets you 7 to 10 TDs. That's what's going to get you number 4. Rank these running backs: Smitty, Madison, Hilliard, Darwin, Damian, Harris. I go Madison, then a space, and I go, oh God, I want to say Hilliard. I don't know why. I'm just getting a weird feeling about Hilliard. I want to say Hilliard, then Darwin, then Damian Harris. I like all those guys. In a deep league, I own all those guys. So it's really hard for me to say one's not going to deliver, because I'm not going to say it. You're not going to catch me say it. O.J. Howard has a lot more value than Njoku. He might. Chow, it's arguable. 7, I screwed at tight end this season. I have Rudolph in both my leagues. Rudolph's okay. He's not going to win you a league. Kyler Murray, top 10. Yeah, I think he could be for sure. He runs. Stays healthy. Even if he struggles here and there, he's going to run a lot. They spread things out. It's going to help him make less mistakes. X says OJ over Njoku. Very arguable. I don't blame you. But I'm not going to draft Njoku over OJ Howard, so don't twist that all up. I'm talking about how I predict it to end. I'm talking about the end of the story, bro. If so, OJ Howard might break records, says Daddy Kong. Should I trade Kelsey for a better wide receiver 2? I have T.Y. Hilton and keep Njoku. It depends what you can get for Kelsey. Don't go selling low after you just probably invested a huge pick in him, or amount of money if you did an auction. If you can get a Mike Evans, you can get a Dalvin Cook, a Nick Chubb, Mike Thomas, Pat Mahomes, something like that, then I trade Kelsey. But I don't trade Kelsey on the cheap. You just spend a boatload for him. Picking him when I advise you not to take Kelsey at round 1 or 2, I advise you to take Kittle in 3, because Kittle can give you the same kind of return, but at a much, much cheaper value. One that can win you a league if he ends up being Kelsey 2.0. So Zeke missing game 1 because he didn't sign today. No, DeMar, not yet. He can sign tomorrow, I believe, and still play. And he may have already signed and then not, broken anything yet. A lot of the news wires aren't really always up, catching. I'll try and look at Twitter too, because Adam Schefter would probably be on this first. Someone like Adam. Let's see here. Adam Schefter. Come on, Adam. Feed Zeke. Why won't they feed Zeke? We don't ask for much here on the Fantasy Football Show from the NFL players. We just ask them to eat. And all we want is for Zeke Elliott to be fed. You haven't fed Zeke Elliott in quite some time. I think they're ignoring the guy. All he wants to do is eat. He wants to eat big meals to feed that big neck so he can take those big plays and score big points. We don't ask for much. All we want is a Zeke Elliott signing. Q&A with Smitty. I got to redo these topics and stay more on top of my Q&A with Smitty. I want to work out in Cabo. I do too, man. I wish I could fly out to Cabo and do videos. Just say, guys, you're not paying me enough in super chats. I'm going to go take a vacation in Cabo and come back when you're ready to feed me. I wish I had that kind of ability and pull. Damn. Can you imagine? I'm going to go to Cabo because you're not giving me $90 million. I wonder how much of that $90 million will be guaranteed for the man known as Zeke Elliott. Do you guys think it's going to be I don't know how much for running back? I know Goff's getting 110 of his 135 guaranteed. I don't think Zeke's going to get that percentage of guaranteed money, but maybe he will. Over under touches for Singletary 230. That's a tough one. Probably under, because they may ease him in, but he should be firing on all cylinders at some point. Who do you think is a good wide receiver 2 and I can depend on for solid production every week if you had solid upside in PPR? Wide receiver 2, Ridley, could be a very good wide receiver too. Feed you some Unburger. That's right. Where are you all hearing about press conference? What are you talking about, DeMar? 7 says, I don't know what the deal is about Cabo, but I want to go there. Yeah, me too, 7. I want to go do videos there. Gordon, Sutton, Samuels, Hilton, start one. Hilton, then Gordon, but it's close. Can T.J. Hawkinson be a sleeper as a rookie? Yeah, definitely. He could be a top 7 to 10 tight end. With this particular rookie tight end, or this particular tight end pool in general, and I see no reason why he can't get there. Will you drop Thompson for Hilliard? I think about it. I'd probably split it in one league. I'd do it in one league. I wouldn't. I try to find a way to not drop Thompson, but Hilliard excites me. He could be a nothing. He could, but I do believe he'll be something. I have a weird feeling about it. But it's a late grab. If I'm wrong on it, I apologize. But I'm just telling you when I get these feelings. It's why Sleeper U is so popular, because I'm very gut-driven. And I have a 16-year history. I'm not new. I've been on CBS Sports Radio and NBC Sports Radio for 16 straight years, dropping the bold predictions. The stuff like Dontrell Hilliard is a must-grab. For, not everything's just a blind stab in the dark. I have a lot of stats and reason and rhyme and reason to what I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't have survived 16 years on CBS Sports Radio and NBC Sports Radio, dropping these bold predictions for you. It's where I got my start 16 years ago, and landing some huge things like Alvin Kamara being a top 5 running back when people were drafting him at like 6, 7, 8 in rookie-only drafts. Talking about Pat Mahomes as a top 1 to 5 QB, and I talked about that on CBS Sports Radio in December before the year had even ended yet, and he was even starting. Alex Smith was still on the team as a starter, and I went on and said Pat Mahomes will be a top 1 to 5 QB. Those are the kind of things I'm dropping over at Sleeper U. So Dontrell Hilliard falls into that area of like gut instinct. There isn't a lot to go on. We've seen him play a little. I've seen how the team treats him, how the team trusts him. He's going into a cloudy situation in terms of like backups. There's no one really there but him to take over if Chubb goes down. Chubb's a big runner, abusive runner, gets hit really hard, hits other people really hard, is more utilized between the tackles, not given a ton of receptions, even though they will increase his reception totals and usage in the receiving game. He's still a primarily between the tackle grunt, hard-nosed, grinding it out type running back. And when you're a bigger running back at his size, hitting the ground over and over and over, and you're a bigger running back that has a big knee injury in his past, dislocating his knee, so gruesome. There's a higher likelihood that you're going to get hurt with your running style at that size with all the things I just talked about than the average running back. You just are. So Hilliard feels like that home run type player to stash in your team. And I own Dontrell Hilliard in probably 80% of my leagues. And it could turn out to be nothing. It'll cost you nothing. He's available on waivers. Troy just got here. He's available on waivers, so it's not costing you anything but your last player that you cut to pick up this guy. But Dontrell Hilliard, for whatever reason, call it 95% gut, 5% just seeing how the team used him already in the preseason, and given the feeling I get about the situation, and I just freaking love Dontrell Hilliard. What the F? This video seems to have gotten stuck in a loop. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Because I'm talking about Hilliard again? That's me repeating myself. That's me beating a dead horse. That ain't no loop. Gordon is on waivers in your league? At Don. Pick 3 for week 1. Allen Robinson, DJ Moore, Sammy Watkins, Geronimo Allison, Emmanuel Sanders. Not a lot of great options, Mark. I hate to tell you. Allen Robinson, DJ Moore, and Geronimo Allison is who I'd pick. But Watkins could outscore any one of them or do nothing. That's a tough one. I'd maybe think about Watson over Allen Robinson. That's a tough one. I just don't. None of those guys. I like Allison a little bit, but I don't know that I like those other options all that much. Gordon is on waivers. If he's on waivers, go get him. What you think any rookie wide receiver will make an immediate impact? I think Debo could have, but they're listing him as like third string. I don't understand that because he had such a good preseason, but I think Debo could have a really big rookie year. I don't know about week 1. Mecole Hardman could surprise some people. N'Keal Harry's on IR, so the wide receivers are kind of a tough group to analyze right now. Father of 3, Mahomes, Connor, Eckler, Robert Woods, Landry, Kittle. Not bad. Woods was your Kittle was your 3rd rounder, 4th rounder. Yeah, I mean, you did good there. Zeke also looks for contract. Houston needs a running back. I like Duke, man. I'm not sure if Houston needs one, but if they traded for Gordon, that'd be crazy. Should I pick up Darrell Henderson off the waiver wire? Yeah, Ian, you should, and then take a lap for letting him be on the waiver wire to begin with. Sorry, and then come back, Ian, after you take your lap. Sorry, no, I think my YouTube glitched. I heard you repeat the same thing 4 times in a row. Jaws, that might have been live. That might have been me. I tend to repeat myself from time to time, Jaws, but I take your word for it that it was actually an actual glitch and not me just saying, Dontrell Hilliard, or Todd Gurley. No Todd Gurley. Those would have been real repetitions coming out of my mouth. Cosmic says flex Galladay, Sanders, Singletary, Shepard. Probably Galladay for now, but get ready for Singletary to make that a tough decision for you on a weekly basis, my friend. Drop Dede for Melvin Gordon. God, really? You have to drop Dede to get Gordon? I'd go get Gordon. Like, don't even wait. Go get Gordon. That is a lottery ticket you want to own and have, even if it's somewhat of a long shot or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know that I dropped Dede. Can you drop somebody else? That's crazy. Drop Dede for Melvin Gordon? It's like dropping a $10 bill to pick up a 20. Like, it's got to be something else you can do. I think I want Hilliard to back up Chubb, but I only have 3 running backs and not sure if I can drop Adrian Peterson. I'd probably drop Peterson for Hilliard if it backs up your running back duo. But, AP, I don't know what to say about AP. What do you guys think about that one? Help 7 out. Give him some more feedback on that one. Someone in one of my leagues just dropped Henderson to pick up Justice Hill. Guess who got Henderson in all his leagues? Ring that bell, baby. It's a little late in Casa de Smitty to ring this bell, but I almost want to. Maybe we can even film it. I can go ring it and wake up Miss Smitty and see what happens. See if I get killed. I'm going to film that one day. I'm going to wake her up with the bell ring and just have you guys watch it and see what happens. Someone in one of my leagues, I just read that. Should I start Tevin Coleman or Mike Williams? Mike Williams, Tevin Coleman is looking like maybe the running back 2 in San Fran. Running back situation in Philadelphia, I don't like it. It looks like it's going to be Howard and Sanders and Sproles or whatever. Sanders I'd probably rather have and just wait on him, but I don't know that he's ready. Week 1, Duke Johnson or DJ Moore. I think I go Duke, man. I'm excited about Duke. Who do you trade T.Y. Hilton for? Would I trade T.Y. Hilton for Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp? Probably, because you can get so much more out of Kupp and Woods, I think, via trade. 1,000,000,000% drop Dede for Gordon. True, but can you keep Dede? But yeah, do it. But I don't know. Got a little confused from the normal beating of the dead horse, says Jaws, JK. No problem, Jaws. Miles Sanders will be there starting running back, says Kyle. Smitty, Tampa gonna throw a lot. Is it Dare or Dar? How do you even say his first name? Dare? Or is it Dar? Dare? We'll call him Dare on the show. Dare has value. I just don't know. You got to be in a deep league to pick up that guy. O'Gun. We can call him nickname O'Gun because his name is a tough one. The O'Gunster. In deep leagues, I like him. I pick him up in deep leagues, but I don't know that we should expect too much yet. Metcalf, not feeling it, but he's going to be fun to watch. He's not going to be consistent. He'll always be hurt, I think. But he'll be fun to watch, and I could be wrong about him. Don't cut him or anything if you're in a dynasty league or a keeper league. I'm not ready to anoint this guy a long-term like stud that's going to be consistent. I think he's going to always be hurt. Maybe his rookie year he does okay. Isabella, I like him, but I think Keyshawn Johnson for the Cardinals is the best rookie wide receiver to keep an eye on. What do you think about Damian Williams? Damian Willis, you said, but I think you mean Damian Williams? Or are you talking about Willis? Starting for AJ? Oh, not sure. And Marquez Valdez-Scantling or Geronimo Allison over MVS. I have Ryan in both of my leagues. Hit that thumbs up, guys. We have like 226 people in the room. We only have 60-something thumbs up. It's ridiculous. Shameful. Please hit that thumbs up. Help the channel grow. Let more people know what we're doing here so they can get over and make this show even bigger. Take a lap. Pick 3. A-Rob, DJ, Watkins. If I missed your question, repost it. I'm not trying to ignore you. Pick 3, A-Rob. I already answered that one, didn't I? Sammy Watkins, Allison. Yeah, I already answered that one. Everyone toss Smitty some likes if you haven't. Says, review that. Damn straight, bro. I appreciate it. Thoughts on Coleman? Breda. I take Breda at the moment. Do I start Tevin Coleman or Mike Williams? I already got that one. Oh, you guys probably just reposted that because I asked you to. So, no worries at all. There, the thumbs up come rolling in. Can we get 100? You got 224 in the room. Can we get at least 100 thumbs up? Also curious about Cousins. Cousins, best wide receiver sleeper. Cole Beasley, Sam? I don't know about that. It's interesting, though. Father of 3, should I trade Mahomes for a running back 1? I have Connor, Eckler, Cohen, Cousins on waiver wire. It depends who you can get for Mahomes, but I love Mahomes, father of 3. I don't know that I'd trade him, but tell me if you can get a different running back. Or a different running back. I'm so tired. My eyes are like shutting. If you can get an elite running back like Zeke, of course. But I love Mahomes. It's going to be hard for me to tell you to trade Mahomes. We're at 90 thumbs up. We're almost at 100. Tevin behind Breda, yes. Dede is such a safe floor. I like Dede. That's why I didn't want 7 to drop Dede. It's official. What's official? Zeke? Don't tease me like that. What's official? What are you saying? Let's check. Is it official? Is it official? No. Don't tease me like that. Probably talking about something else. It's official. You're probably just commenting on somebody saying somebody's good. I thought you were talking about Zeke. I was like racing to my news. She's going to want some of that. Little Smitty. Flex, Boyd, or Robinson PPR. Boyd's going to drop loads this year. Cosmic, PPR, Wentz. David Johnson, Montgomery, Adams, Godwin, Kittle, Galladay. Freaking fantastic. Singletary. Cosmic, way to take advantage of your 3-person league that you're in. Because that team is off the hook, bro. If I missed your question, I'm scrolling to the bottom. I'll smash that like button. Says Big Timer. Is Tyreek and Mahomes a good stack? Absolutely, bro. Can't go wrong with Adams and freaking A-Rod and Mahomes and Hill, Watson and Hopkins. I mean, there's a lot of good stacks out there. I love stacking with an elite QB because I think it's going to be rare that they disappoint you. Am I crazy? Gallup will have more TDs than Cooper. Not crazy. That could happen. I don't think it will, but it could happen. Gallup, wide receiver, sleeper alert. Should I start Coleman or Ridley at flex? Ridley, bro. Coleman's not even the starter right now. They're talking about Breda being the starter. So Ridley's going to be on fire. Ridley's the man. Almost take a lap on that. Almost. Smitty dropped Royce Freeman for Hilliard. That's a tough one. I mean, you could go either way on that one. And neither one of them are a lock for anything yet, so anything could happen on either direction. Hilliard's more of like a end of the bench end of the draft guy, grab him. But Freeman's like a mid guy that you probably drafted. So I don't know that I'd make that drop, but I do want you to own Hilliard. Thoughts on Devonta Freeman? I think he's top 10 capable, but you got to draft him in like round 4 or let somebody else take the risk, or the upside's not there compared to the cost. Should you start DD, Manny, Sanders, or Allison at wide receiver 3? I would start DD in that situation. Thoughts about Boyd? I love Boyd. Wide receiver 2 potential numbers for a long time till AJ comes back, and it'll mature Boyd long enough that even when AJ returns, Boyd might be in his own world at that point on a whole new level. And that's what's good about him being able to take over as the wide receiver 1 for a while. He's going to force him to mature fast. Is Zeke playing week 1? I think if I had to guess, yes. 60-40, maybe 70-30 he plays week 1, because I think something gets done. Either like as we speak it's done and we don't know about it yet, or they announce it in the morning, whatever. Should I pick up Justin Jackson or Ito? Justin, bro. And Olsen might be the backup eventually in Atlanta anyway. Smitty, what's your opinion on Preston Williams? He's okay. Worth picking up in Dynasty and kind of wait and see. Would you go Marlon Mack or Eckler at flex and PPR? I would go with Eckler in week 1. But that's close. If I have Lockett, Robbie Anderson, Dede, I thought I would drop Dede for Melvin Gordon. I think I'd drop Anderson over Dede, but that's me. What do you guys think? Don has a dilemma. Lockett, Robbie Anderson, Dede. He wants to drop Dede for Gordon. I almost rather drop Anderson. I know some people like Robbie Anderson, but I'd rather drop Anderson over Dede, but that's me. Aloha, Smitty, says Robin. Thank you. Aloha, go Mokalua Islands. Almost died on the Mokes when I was 18. The Moke Islands off of Waikiki, Robin? Almost died on those islands. Went to the front side or back side, whatever. Freaking ocean came over, took me off the top. Josh Gordon, Cooper Kupp, or Josh Jacobs. Probably Jacobs or Gordon. Maybe Gordon. Maybe I go flash Gordon in PPR. Zeke playing week 1. Can Watson have a better year in fantasy over Mahomes? He could, but I don't think he will. I think Watson's the 3rd or 4th QB, gonna have a 40 TD season. I just think Mahomes could be on a extra level above him, above everybody. Will James Washington take over? I don't know. Drop Anderson. Who do you own in Miami? I don't own anybody in Miami. Maybe Balaj. I take Balaj. That's about it, bro. Hey, Smitty, I'm not the only one trying to drop Dede. I need to pick up Hilliard, and I might drop Adrian Peterson. I'd drop Peterson before I drop Dede, bro. What's your overall feel on Traquan Smith? He's okay. He could develop, but he's kind of like undraftable, but like a guy you monitor, or if it's a deep league, you have like as your last pick. Superflex, Watson, Rodgers. Love the double QB like that in a Superflex. Barkley, you had to have been in an auction, right? Love that team. Great job, Watson. That's great. Kind of what I did with my Superflex in a way that I showed earlier. Rewatch the video if you haven't seen it. I got A-Rod, Mahomes, Dalvin Cook, and Mike Thomas in my Superflex tonight. Lamar Jackson or Jameis. I go Jameis. Did I nail it, says ZK. Was that your team, ZK? ZK, where'd you post? Like a half hour ago? I'm looking for it. I don't see you, ZK. Nail what? How far up did you post? I'm like 10 scrolls up and I don't see it, ZK. Maybe you got quarantined. Maybe your post had something bad in it. Do I try to sell Coleman or sit him? You sit him for now. You're not going to get anything for Coleman, especially with the news today that Breda's listed ahead of him on the depth chart. T.Y. Hilton should just hold. T.Y. Hilton, Penny, Hilton, bro. How did Hilton get... I know Luck retired, but Brissett's not incompetent. How did Matt, get below Penny and Hill? Justice Hill, who's not even like starting or anything yet. How did Hilton get that low? Take a lap, Matt. Exit the premises. Take a lap around the building. Come back. We'll start fresh. It did. Sorry, man. Give me a second. Yeah, post it again, ZK. I don't know why it did that. Wentz, Breeze, Dalvin, Carson, Hopkins. I don't know why the algorithm or whatever, or not the algorithm, the chat auto feature or whatever quarantine some questions and I don't see them. That's another reason why people think I ignore them. A reliable radio station in Dallas reported that Zeke deal is done and they have a press conference scheduled for the morning. Big timer, give me a link. Give me a link, big timer. I almost feel like ending this and launching a new live so that the replay of it is easier to find. Because we're going to, oh, come on, please be there. Let's look on the Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott new deal. Very close to a deal, Not seeing it on Twitter yet. I hope you're right, big timer. Find a link for me. Start Brady or Jackson. Brady. All right, got to go to bed, says Parker. Parker, I think Zeke signed, according to Big Timer. And I like what Big Timer brings to the table, so I'm going to trust him on this, that he heard it. Not that your source for sure has to be right, Big Timer, but there's something floating around out there. I have a good feeling about what Big Timer's spitting out there in Tukey. Rodgers or Watson? Rodgers, but damn close. I love both. I'd probably split them, to be honest with you. I love them both. What are your thoughts on Godwin? I think Godwin's got wide receiver 2 numbers written all over him. Godwin's a beast. I heard that too, 90 to 95. What do you feel about Devin Singletary? I feel a lot of positive energy, vibes, TDs. I think Devin's going to break ankles on the field on a regular basis. Rather take DT late round as a flyer. Do you think Melvin Gordon will play? I do. I don't know if it'll be week 4, week 3. I don't think it'll be week 1, but I think he sees the light, man. I think he sees that once he feels out the trade possibilities are just not there, he's going to be like, dude, I'm not going to get anywhere with this. Look at Love Bell. And I think he comes back. And every one of us freaking Melvin Gordon owners that said 4th round value, I'll take a stab. We're gonna benefit from that. No Zeke deal yet, tweeted by Jane Slater 30 minutes ago. Well, we might have had something within the 30 minutes though. ZK, I got your question here. Christian McCaffrey, that's probably why it's probably looked like spam, bro. It's all like crazy. Christian McCaffrey, Michael Thomas, Montgomery, Godwin, Melvin Gordon. I love it. Don't worry about the haters. The Melvin Gordon pick's worth it. Calvin Ridley, I love. David Njoku. Money, bro. Zeke, that's a ZK, that's a really good team. I called you Zeke. Zeke, you can tell what I'm thinking about. ZK, good team. I do see it. Fantastic job. Smitty, would you start David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen tomorrow? It depends on your options, Watkins, but I'd definitely start Montgomery. But I could see myself starting both if you have a situation. 95 thumbs up, guys. 245 in the room. We might have a Zeke announcement here, so don't leave. We might find out if Zeke Elliott signed. We've had some chat reports on it, not anything that I've verified myself yet. But if you're in the room, 247, don't leave. But please, get us over 100 thumbs up, please. Did 5 drafts today, and I'm about to go to sleep, says Henry. That's a good day's work, bro. Thoughts on Demaryius Thomas after preseason explosion? I don't know, man. I'm a little excited about him, but I don't think I'm going to pick him up just yet. They got a lot of mouths to feed. They're kind of trying him out, so to speak, in the preseason game, not slotting him to start. You got Melvin Gordon, Edelman. What are your thoughts on Winston? Default 6 to 10 numbers, but I'm not like super high on him. I don't know why, but the numbers should be there if he stays healthy. Have Dalvin Cook too, says Watkins. Fantastic. Pettis, Miles Sanders. Probably going to go Pettis at first. 100 likes, thank you. Zeke is going to be ready, man. says DJ. I have a feeling too, and I think Melvin's gonna. I think those of us that have Zeke and Melvin, I have a really good feeling about the duo. Should Buddy's asking, should I trade Damian Williams and Mike Evans for Carson, Penny, and Godwin? Hell no, bro. Buddy, let me talk to you, buddy. Just you and me, okay? No one else is watching or listening. It's just you and me. Take a lap right now. Go take a lap right now. Trade Damian Williams and Mike Evans for Carson, Penny, and Godwin. Are you crazy? Buddy, when you get back, we'll be friends again. But you need to go take your lap around the building. Why not Melvin Gordon to the Chiefs? I don't think we could handle that. I think my head would explode if Melvin Gordon got traded to the Chiefs. Buddy, just to let you know, to give you some positive feedback, I'm joking. I'm not joking about the lap. Maybe you're taking your lap right now. When you get back, what I was going to tell you is you have a good Damian Williams option player upside. Don't listen to the hate on him. Is there a shadow or a damper or whatever, however you want to say it? It's so late I can't even talk. Is there a negative spin to the Damian Williams pick that you made and high investment that you? I honestly, I think that there's more upside than people see in Damian Williams, and I think that anybody trading him away at low value, and this is going to regret it. You're going to feel like two nut sack kicks in a row, because you probably feel like you got kicked in the sack, buddy, right? When Damian Williams potentially lost some carries to the LeSean McCoy signing. You probably felt, right, buddy, that you got kicked in the nuts, right? How much more are you going to feel? Aren't you going to feel like you got kicked again if this doesn't work out for McCoy somehow and Williams is a beast and you actually drafted him, you actually paid the money, and then you traded him away? And Evans is so much better than the other options that you listed. It's just a bad move, bro, in my opinion. Does anybody disagree with me on that? Let me post Buddy's question. Maybe I'm off, but I think that I would not do this. There's no way. Just want to make sure I'm not off on that. Tell me that Buddy needs to take that lap. Should I drop? And it's tough love, buddy. It's merely the thing that we do here. It's a way of teaching and showing actual support for each other. So think of it as tough love. Got Damian Williams in the 7th round. That's fantastic, Savage. Godwin, Boyd, Samuel, Watkins, Elliott, Montgomery, Sanders, Singletary, Godwin, Boyd. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Elliott, Montgomery, Boyd, Godwin. I like it. I want to trade for Cooks, but I don't want to give up. I almost can't read things that long right now. My eyes are like killing me. Make them short. Make them like 4-character questions. If you could. It's all good, bro. Look, Buddy's already back from taking his lap. That's determination. Buddy, to make you feel better, you drafted Damian Williams and you drafted Mike Evans. So fantastic job. But just keep them. Don't trade load on Mike Williams. Mike Williams. God, I'm tired. Damian Williams. So good job, buddy. And really damn glad to see you in here. I think you're new, right? I appreciate you, buddy. I would trade McCoy for Green, says Daddy Kong. If I'm an owner of an NFL team, damn, I would give away 10 years worth of first-round picks for Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid combo. Yeah, hell yeah. Freaking Pat Mahomes. I spent $50 out of $200 in my Superflex auction league tonight, and I feel great about it. I don't care. I'm Pat Mahomes. I don't care. Anybody who doesn't like it can go shove it. Buddy's new. Buddy, we're very damn glad to have you. This is your new home. Unpack your bags. Pitch your tent. I'm a little tired tonight, so forgive me for my fumbling around. I've been doing a lot of lives lately. We've been an hour and a half on now, and so I'm like passing out in front of you. Last night I went live for like 3 hours or whatever, and went live this morning for a good hour. I've been doing a lot of lives, so I'm a little tired, buddy. So give me a chance to get more energetic for you in the next live. So hit that notification, hit subscribe, but hit the notification, buddy, so you know that when I go live, you'll be able to catch it and ask me questions and all that. So I appreciate you being here. You start Eckler or Godwin. I start Godwin in PPR. Look at Concepts drop at the 10 spot. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Can't thank you guys enough when you do super chat donations. It really helps the channel. And I can't thank you enough. Should I trade Dede for AJ Green? I have to decide between Dede and Kirk in my flex every week. This way I can go Kirk until maybe Green comes back. That's a tough one. What do you guys think about that? Let's help Concepts out with this one. Because I like Dede a lot. Dede could become pretty darn good. I like Dede almost as much as I like a healthy AJ Green at this point. And I don't think we have any guarantees as to when Green will come back. And we don't have guarantees that Green will stay healthy and be the receiver that he once was. So I'd love to hear what some other people think about Dede versus Green. I know you want to make it easier on yourself on a weekly basis, but I think Dede might be the guy that's going to make things easier on you just by plugging him in and leaving him in. But I'd love to get some more thoughts on Dede to see if you guys think that that's if I'm off base there by liking Dede. Hey, Smitty, big trade possibility for me getting offered CMC, Christian McCaffrey, Mike Thomas, and Mack and Godwin for Julio, Cook, and Eckler and Melvin Gordon. God, I don't even know how to process that one. Keep Dede. Nope. No trade. Keep Dede. Everyone says keep Dede, bro. So I think he'll make your life easier if you just plug him in and don't think about it. Keep him in there. Hopefully that helped you, Concepts. And thank you again for the super chat. So this question here, can I grasp it this late at night? Offered Christian McCaffrey, Mike Thomas, Mack, Godwin. So McCaffrey over Cook, even though I love Cook. Michael over Julio. I love Michael Thomas more. And then Godwin over Melvin Gordon and Mack Eckler. I take the Christian McCaffrey route, bro. That's a tough one, though. Send it to my my email, Smitty at that website. And let me check Roto World right now, see if it posted. They're pretty fast on that stuff. And also I'm checking some Google and some Twitter. I don't see it on Roto World yet. Let me check Twitter. The world of Twitter. Nothing yet. Let me check Instagram. I'll be looking for your email, though. Buddy says Dede over AJ Green without question. I agree with Buddy, and I agree with everybody else that said Dede. So I wasn't off base. Diggs, Ridley, Lockett, and Landry. Which three? Diggs, Ridley, and I know a lot of people are going to say Lockett. Yeah, I'd say Lockett for now, but Landry might earn my trust back on the regular. Smitty won't let me post it. Fuller at Saints or Samuel against the Rams? Fuller for now. Dede's a PPR monster. Yeah, everyone's saying Dede, buddy. Or no, not buddy. Who Concepts said, asked that question. So Dede, bro. Locked and loaded. Stay away from AJ Green. I like AJ Green at the right price, but not for Dede. I like Dede Westbrook. Everyone agrees here. I have Zeke. Should I keep Alfred Morris? No. No, Alpha isn't the guy. The decline is here, says John. On AJ Green? QB, Jackson, Trubisky, McCaffrey, Jacobs, Penny. Nice job. Cosmic says stay away from Green. Okay, I think we're caught up there. Go to 105.3 The Fan on Twitter. Verified account. They're a good source based on Dallas. Okay. Let's report this shiat then. Let's be the first one on it, and Big Timer is going to help me do it. 103. I need to get verified on Instagram, and 103.5. I got the wrong one. This is like cool jazz, like something. 103.5 what? 103.5 The Fan. NFL Network is giving credit to 103.5 The Fan, though. Very, very close. I'm not seeing it here. Keep grinding, bro, says Matt. Thank you. We're trying to see if Zeke signed, so don't go anywhere. If you're here, 258 people here, don't leave. We're confirming. Big Timer saying that it's done, that Zeke is signed. I'm looking at 103 The Fan at 105.3 The Fan on Twitter right now. And I don't see that he's done. I see that there's a close, very, very close tweet. Send me a link, bro. We're getting a couple reports that Zeke may have signed, so just hang tight if you're here. We're going to confirm it. We're going to confirm that. We're going to confirm it. We're going to confirm it. Let me try and do a Google search real quick. Ezekiel Elliott deal done. Let's see. Is it done? Is it done? Please be done, Zeke. Please be ready to eat. Deal closed. Contract rumors. Deal close to done. Agent. Send me the link, Big Timer. Send it to my email, Smitty at SleeperU. Cowboys and Elliott agree in principle on a deal. Press conference scheduled Wednesday. I need to see the link. Send me the link. Email it to me, Smitty at. Send that bad boy to me. 105.3 The Fan. Let's see if they have it on the website or something. Cowboys and Elliott agree in principle on a deal. Press conference Wednesday. There it is. Boom. We have it. We have the confirmation thanks to Big Timer and Fish and Big Timer. Damn. Cowboys and Elliott agree in principle. Let's go live on Instagram too. This is fantastic news. We knew this was going to happen. We knew it. Did we not? Okay, guys, the deal is done in principle according to 105.3 The Fan. Special thanks to Big Timer over here on YouTube, who's been scouting and scouring waivers. So Big Timer, Fish, all you guys have been shouting at me. It's done. Zeke Elliott agrees in principle. Press conference scheduled for tomorrow. Zeke Elliott, done. Agreed in principle. You hear it here from the Fantasy Football Show first. Special thanks to Big Timer here in the chat. We've been looking for it all over the news, on Twitter. Thanks for David for the super chat. Winston or Trubisky. Winston. So a deal is done. Looks like Zeke is signed. Fantastic. Big timers in the house. Big timer dropping the big time news. Big timer. Zeke is signed or agreed in principle. So maybe they ink it tomorrow morning, but it is done. It is done. Zeke agrees in principle. Press conference scheduled. This is awesome. I feel like ringing the bell. I don't want to wake up Casa de Smitty, but I feel like ringing the bell. I feel like I need to. Let's give it a little ring. Yeah, little ring. Little Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott deal agreed upon in principle. Boom. 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 Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott. Feed me. Feed me. I'm pumped. I'm pumped right now. That agreement was a while ago. It's not everywhere yet, though. So whether that happened 3 hours later, they said not done, very close. What time is the press conference? According to 105.3, The Fan, Zeke has signed. Feed me. What? Yeah. What holdout? Zeke wasn't holding out. You guys were holding out. And shame. Ring the shame bell. Ring the shame bell if you did not draft Zeke at 4. If you let Zeke fall past you at 4, you need to ring that little shame bell over and over. I don't believe you, says Dan the man. Well, I didn't sign a deal, and it's 10. Here, let me show you. Let me show you Instagram. Instagram's a little bit. They must have had a broken heart before because they don't quite believe us. Right here. This is 105.3 The Fan. Cowboys and Elliott agree in principle on deal. Press conference scheduled Wednesday. Nailed it. Nailed it. Instagram, are we gaining trust here, you and I? Well, now, call out what you think happens with Gordon. Give us your fresh take. So I've done that on this show, but I will do it again. Let me put on screen that Zeke signed. Zeke deal done in principle. Fantastic news. So let me first go over the Zeke stuff. Yeah, I don't see it on Twitter either, but this is coming from 105.3 The Fan. So we're reporting on it as if, I mean, this is a source. This is a legit. Terms of the deal are unknown. The timing of the deal is important as it allows Elliott to be a star for Wednesday's practice and even press conference. Rodgers said Tuesday. NFL.com's Ian Rappaport reported Tuesday that Elliott was returning to Dallas from Cabo. All right, so let's start fresh because people from Instagram are just joining us, and some of you on YouTube have just joined us. So breaking news. Let me write this out. Breaking news. Zeke breaking news. Here we go. Breaking news. Zeke Elliott has agreed in principle according to 105.3 The Fan. And you could find this on 105.3thefan.com. I'm sorry, 105.3thefan.radio.com. It's the only source reporting it right now. But according to a few people in the chat here, even here on YouTube, big timers. One of them that reported this right away, and we looked into it, and it looks legit. It looks confirmed, and a press conference is scheduled for tomorrow, according to this report. But it looks like Zeke is ready to eat tomorrow morning, maybe even tonight, and that means he's probably going to play Sunday, week 1. We don't know for sure. There's been talk about a potential healthy scratch. Is he not in game shape? He's been in Cabo working out. I'm sure he's in shape. I'm sure he's fine. He even said that he's ready. So it's done in principle. According to a couple people in here, that's old news, not breaking. That was done like yesterday or today. No, it wasn't. We've been talking about it all day looking for it. It wasn't done in principle. They were close to a deal. No, we've been looking for it all night. It's been very, very, very close to getting done, but there has not been an agreement in place. You can't even find this anywhere else but on 1053thefan.radio.com. Oh, man, this is good news. Feed him. Feed Zeke Elliott. A deal is done in principle, according to radio.com, 1053thefan.radio.com. It's the only person reporting. It's the only place reporting on it right now. I'm sure more is going to come out, but according to this site, supposedly a reliable source, according to Big Timer here in the chat, Zeke Elliott's going to eat. Zeke Elliott has agreed in principle on a deal. The specifics are not yet known. This is according to radio.com. You can find it at 1053thefan.radio.com. So it says they're close, not for sure. Edward, I'm reading it right here on the screen, and it says that right here, Cowboys and Elliott agree in principle on a deal. Press conference scheduled for Wednesday. That's according to 105.3 The Fan. Windsor guy, there's nothing confirmed. You're just saying that because you drafted him. It says it on here on the screen here at 105.3 The Fan. What are you talking about? I'm not just saying it, I'm reading it. Can I get some help? How do I talk about what to do with Pollard? Let's check. Instagram, that's what we're hearing. That's what we're seeing. We do need to wait to make sure it's confirmed from another source, of course. But I'm just telling you what this says from radio.com. If it's wrong, they're wrong, not me. I'm reporting on their report. I'm not breaking it. I'm not talking to Zeke or the team. All I can do is report what I'm finding. Instagram, be right back. I see what you're saying about the report. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell you that it's old news like this has been reported on. This is the first that I've seen it, I'm saying. But yeah, I do see that timestamp. You know what this could be also, though, is that they updated this article from an old, like they tried to use the same page. I'm refreshing. I don't see it on RotoWorld. That's the only thing that concerns me. Smitty, the Star is saying it to check your Instagram DM. There we go. I'm going to redo this. Report, and this is 10 hours ago, report Ezekiel Elliott agree in principle on a contract. And they're reporting the 105.3 Fan tweet or post, though. So it's all coming from 105.3 The Fan. So even InsiderStar.com, what they have is coming from that. It's just a little bit hard. This one's a little hard. I wanna go all in on that. We have confirmation, But I'll admit I'm a little bit worried about the fact that this does say 2 p.m. Because we've been on this all day long. No one's reporting on it. Why would they know at 2 p.m.? I agree. I'm a little bit... If you listen to the audio, it sounds like Dallas agreed to extend him. Jerry wants him on the field soon, and Zeke wants to eat. Sounds like they're still hashing out guaranteed money. Yes, they're going to be playing catch up with Mahomes. It's a troll. So you're saying Dede? We're all over the place, man. So what are you guys thinking on this? This does say 2 p.m. And it is odd that other sources aren't talking about that it got agreed in principle. But even if it's not legally binding, when someone agrees in principle, that crap is news right away. And people start, like, look at us. We heard that it was done in principle. What do? We jump on and we start immediately talking about it because it's a source. I'm not like jumping the gun or anything. This is a legitimate source that's reporting that a deal is done in principle. Now, could that source be wrong? Yeah. And I'm telling you, I'm reporting it from that source. So if it's wrong, there's not much I can do about it. You want me to sit on something until I get 4 or 5 confirmations? If this is telling us that a deal is done in principle, I have nothing else but to assume that it's correct or it's the first one on it. I can't just be like, oh, I'm going to ignore this till I see it 4 or 5 times. $6 years for $90 million, Zeke. That's what everyone's been talking about, that they're ironing out. It's not official. They agreed on it after practice Saturday start. Yeah, I know, but no one's talking about it being done and agree in principle. If that was a term used, I mean, I'm a little worried about this report a little bit. But if that was a term used at 2 p.m., it would be everywhere. So I'm a little bit hesitant. I kind of want to play this audio. Let's play the audio.
A voicemail from a real Banner Health patient. Kudos to all the staff that treat me that day. They were as quick as possible and
Okay.
Banner Health, exhale.
All right, I want to tell you something that I'm hearing. Working
Okay.
the phones.
All right.
That a deal has been agreed to in principle. I don't know what those numbers are, and this is just one source that I'm talking to. But they don't know, but they do know that there's a press conference tomorrow. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
So
there
it
you go.
certainly sounds like this thing is done.
A voicemail from a real.
Oh, man. We should call the station. Call the station live. This is a tough spot to be in for me. Because I don't know that I can claim that it's done in principle. This is one person saying he's being told that. I don't know. Big Timer, what do you think? You're the one that brought this to us. I don't know that we can... I'm going to put a question mark up right now. This is live stuff, baby. Live stuff. I'm going to make it smaller, too, until we get it confirmed, completely confirmed. I don't know. That was news earlier. I have said this at 3 p.m., or you can read it again. Okay, let me emphasize my point and what I'm trying to say here. If it was a widely accepted thing that it was done in principle, we would have heard that term used like people have been using the term draft capital over and over and over again and abusing the term left and right. So, and the other thing that concerns me is that it says 2 p.m. Think we can move on from the Zeke topic. Rumors are flying all over in place. It ain't confirmed until it's confirmed, says Mr. Miyagi. Well, I ain't arguing with Mr. Miyagi, that's for sure. I'm going to have to say that It's one source saying that a deal is done in principle, and the rest of the world so far, and this could be the first source on it, they might have the most up to date information, and they also could be guessing, and because it's probably likely agreed in principle or really close to it. Windsor guy, trust me, it was official. All major reputable sites would have reported it immediately. That's what I'm saying, Windsor. No one's seeing what I'm trying to tell you. Windsor's got me. Windsor knows what I'm saying. If a deal was done in principle, if that was a term being used, every single person on the planet, especially on like social media, that's how I know when things are totally going full steam ahead, as if, factual, we know it's fact, it's being confirmed, is when everybody starts posting on it and you see it everywhere. And I don't know that they've agreed in principle or something. I think this is, everyone that's reporting on it's going back to this source. Gosh dang it. I don't feel like it's official yet. I want it to be. What if I stayed live until it was official? I wonder how that would go over in Casa de Smitty. Oh, damn it. I thought it was done. Maybe we got to go back on Instagram and let the peeps know. They're going to be upset. I don't think it's not. I don't think. Gosh dang it. Rare, I know, Rare, you sent me that, and Rare, it's a good. Let's see. Let's go live. Let's tell Instagram we're not quite sure. Click on the post and read it starting from the top. I did, Edward. I did. And it was posted at 2 p.m. Richard says, I'll be waiting 5 weeks. I hope not. It was posted at 2 p.m. So, guys, what we're talking about, King, Killer, everybody that's in the room right now, there's a report by radio.com, specifically 1053thefan.radio.com, that posted that a deal is done in principle. And if you listen to the audio on that page, you can Google it. It says in the audio clip that one of the DJs or one of the announcer guys is saying that he's been told by a reliable source that a deal is done in principle, and they'll have a press conference tomorrow. No, we can't move on yet, Fishing. This is important stuff. And so we're not sure. Yeah, it was posted at 2 p.m. If this was if it really was done in principle, that term would be being thrown around all over the place. So I don't know that I feel comfortable saying this is completely done yet. It's one source. I believe the other source. What was the other one? Dallas, whatever. What was the other one? Rare? The one that you sent me? It was like the Stars reporting on it too, but they're just citing the same source here on radio.com. So I don't know that I feel comfortable calling it a done in principle deal, because we just see that phrase being tossed around all over the place. If that was actually reported at 2 p.m., we'd see principle, done in principle everywhere. And I talked about, what if I stayed live until the Zeke signing happened? I don't know that I can call it. I don't know that I can call it done. I just can't. We need more information. Own Pollard, should I keep stash? Yeah, because we don't know. We need more confirmation. Adam Scheffner does not sleep. Can we talk about Melvin? Let's talk about Melvin, Jake. So we don't know if Zeke's officially agreed in principle or not now. We have one source saying it. Now I'm being asked about Melvin Gordon. I feel really good about both of these. I still feel really great about Zeke. It just may not be announced yet. But I think tomorrow we find out. Zeke shows up. Zeke plays week 1. I feel really good about it. Text Zeke review, please. As for Melvin Gordon, I firmly believe that Melvin Gordon will show up in time. I don't know that it's going to be week 1, week 2, week 3. It obviously won't be week 1. Week 2, week 3, week 4. Could it be like week 4, week 5? Yeah, week 3. I see it happening. I see him coming back, and I see him coming back sooner versus later. I do. But I think anybody willing to toss, I'm going to get rid of this Zeke done and deal until we know. We just don't know. Question mark. Anybody that drafted or bid in an auction on Melvin Gordon is looking at tremendous upside given the cost, because if you drafted him recently, you got him at 5th or 6th round value. I got him tonight in a super flex at $9. You're not going to lose your league with a misspent $9, but you can win your league. You can certainly win your league if you land Melvin Gordon with a $9 investment. Freaking fantastic investment. So my advice is, if he's going for $9 right now in current drafts, that means his value is at $9 probably via trade. If Adam Schefter didn't report it, I'm not believing it, says Watkins. I'm kind of on board with that right now. I'm appreciative of Big Timer finding that link, and maybe it ends up being true. Maybe it ends up being true because it's all in motion anyways, and that guy's trying to be the one to pretend like he had it. I don't know. All I do know is radio.com did report that it's done in principle. They reported it, and we're reporting on that. But I don't know that I trust just that. I need more. James, no one's giving up a first. Well, maybe the Chargers aren't going to actually require a first. Maybe the Chargers will be okay with something lesser. That's their starting point. What do I think? Ramon 10 team. I picked Adams, Bell, Kittle, Monty, Matt. Good job, Boyd. I love it. Nice job. Nice job. Hey, Smitty, considering dropping Moncrief or Lewis for Justice Hill? Yeah, I would do that. I also have Singletary. I dropped Moncrief, bro. And Dion for sure. Corey Davis is okay. Please hit the subscribe button to the show on YouTube if you have not yet, and hit that bell notification icon or button, whatever. Smash it, as the kids say. And you'll know, because we'll probably be going live again tomorrow to talk about Zeke Elliott signing. God, I'm getting a little worn out. I wish I could confirm it. I can't confirm it. It's pissing me off. I was excited about it. I like the drama. Now I'm getting a little pissed off. Melvin Gordon will not play for LA this season, says Fish. Zeke will play for Dallas, says Fish. And like that stream, says Matthew. What teams could he be traded to? Houston, Tampa Bay, with our luck, Kansas City, with our luck, New England, or Oakland, or the Eagles. I mean, I feel like the fantasy higher powers are upset at us. The O-Gun, fourth wide receiver for O-Gun, he's an okay prospect. I have to drop someone. Start Eckler or Carson week 1. Probably that's a close one. I'm not even a big Carson fan, but I'd probably lean Carson. Smitty coming down. Yeah, I've been live for over 2 hours waiting for Zeke to sign. I thought about staying live until he signed, even if it takes me 2 days. I'm banking on it happening tomorrow morning. So I think if I did that, if I pretended I was going to go live for like 3 days, if it needed to happen, I think I'd be saved by the bell. I'm not doing that. I'm just joking. I'm not going live for 24 hours again, I don't think. I'm tired. I still got 256 people in the room. I can't let you down. I'm trying to stay up. I'm trying to wait. We're waiting for Zeke confirmation. Let's check Roto World one more time. Maybe it's posting somewhere. Nope. I drafted Melvin in the 8th round. Is that good value for him? Absolutely, bro. You cleaned up. Carson for sure. He's going against the Bengals, says Dave. Hey, Smitty, do you like Montgomery or Cooper? Montgomery and Cooper for David Johnson. I think I like Montgomery and Cooper. Dude, sleep, says MD. If I have Sony, do I need to cuff with Harris? It'd be a good idea. I don't have Cook, though. Or I can use that spot on Madison. I use it on Madison, bro. Even if you don't have Cook, go get Madison. You've been all damn day. Thanks, MD. That's what I'm here for, bro. You got like an extra 100 people watching. This is about what we've been at lately, 7. We've been at over the 200 to 250 mark. We were like 280 or something the other night. Hey, Smitty, Devontae Freeman, Calvin Ridley, or Austin Eckler for a flex. I go Ridley. Freeman? Ridley. I think I rolled the dice with Ridley. Gordon can't go to Kansas City. I don't know, man. I'm not saying he should, he could, he will. I'm saying that I could see it happening only because they want to screw us even more. Thumbs up for Smitty, says Big Dog. Even in the Instagram chat, I'm getting a thumbs up from him. DJ Moore or James Washington? Probably DJ Moore. Yeah. He's not going to be official this hour, says Big Timer. You're probably right. Right when I log off, it's breaking news. What's up, King? Bench Jacobs or Duke Johnson? I go Duke, but I'm crazy. And I'm on little sleep, but I go Duke. I can't wait for football. Thursday. Thursday's around the corner. So excited. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it. Get on over to sleeperu.com. $29 for the entire year. You get one-on-one advice with me, rankings, bold predictions, the rookie rankings, the super rookie rankings, the redraft, all the trade calculator stuff. And definitely subscribe if you haven't to the Fantasy Football Show, which you're watching right now here on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. Once this video, it's live, it processes. The comments are going to stay in the live chat. There'll be no comments to start off. So if you have a question, you can ask it and be one of the first people to comment on this video once YouTube puts it right on my page and processes the video. You have a question, comment, and I'll answer. So definitely do that. Comment below as soon as I get this video processed on there. Thank you. Review that. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, all of you who super chatted. It helps the channel a ton. And get on over to sleeperu.com and follow me on Instagram. Get on over to youtube.com/the Fantasy Football Show. And if any of you get lost while you're out and about in the fantasy world and you don't know how to find me here on the YouTube channel, you just forget how to find me, all you got to do is go to thefantasyfootballshow.com and it redirects you magically over to the YouTube show. Until tomorrow, I hope we can do a live and announce the Zeke signing is official. We thought we had it. We have one source talking about it being agreed on in principle, but we're not sure we're going to call it. I appreciate you, James, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you.